Hey guys, Mickey here. I just wanted to make this quick little video because it's something that's been on my mind today, and I just want to talk about it. So I work at Best Buy. I'm constantly around technology and seeing displays and marketing and how companies choose to represent themselves. I'm also really into that on my own. I really enjoy branding. I really enjoy marketing and present the presentation of it, like Megamind said. So that's why it's been on my mind. But I just wanted to kind of show you my Pixelbook setup. I have a Pixelbook Go, the M3 processor. I'm using a Nano Mini, or sorry, a Yeti Mini Nano, I believe is what it's called, microphone, and I have the Snap Bracelet Microsoft Arch mouse. So with that hardware out of the way, I kind of just want to show you some of this software that I've got set up here. So first thing I want to start off with is I don't know why. On the Chromebook display, I understand that Chromebook has the reputation of being, like a child's computer or a kid's computer or like just a cheap something to get you by because that is what it's been in the past. But that's 4 or 5 years old at this point. I mean, as you can see, I've got Power Director here. I can do video edits. I'll be editing this video on my Pixelbook. Really, the only thing it can't do is run legacy programs like Audacity or Adobe Premiere or something like that that's made specifically for Windows or a MacBook. It can't run because it's not really intended to do that, and it still does run on cheaper hardware, but it can fill a lot of those gaps. So let's kind of look at that, and I want to ask the question. I want you to ask the question with me. Why doesn't Google present themselves this way? Even like on the Samsung table, you can check my Twitter. I tweeted something out about this. The Samsung table has a whole bunch of like phones on display, and then on the back end of it, it has like Samsung chargers, Samsung cases, and then it has an Xbox controller. It's not Xbox brand, but it's like the style, with the joysticks just off center. Because they're working with, I believe it's GeForce Now, or no, it's not GeForce Now. It's Xbox Live to promote their cloud gaming services. And the thing that we've all been wondering with all this Stadia stuff going on is why doesn't Google present themselves the way we expect them to, especially as a marketing company? So that's kind of what I want to talk about now. Let's get into my setup here and why I think this is a much, much better setup than currently exists at Best Buy anyway, and how I would change it if I were in charge of Google's not marketing but branding of their products and unification of their systems. So first off, I want you to notice my background here. This is super chill, right? I love the blue. It's very calming. I do have a red version that I use. It's a little bit different than this. But the cool thing about this is it's made on Chrome canvas. This was actually painted or drawn or whatever you want to say, on a Chrome OS device through Chrome Canvas. So let's check it out here. This app right here. This is Chrome Canvas. It's very similar to Google Docs. I was just kind of goofing around, I don't even have a pen, so it's very similar to Google Docs though. You can, you got your pens, you got your markers, you got your different. You see, right click will move it around, left click will draw, and then you got your eraser. You got a bunch of different colors, all kinds of stuff. So you can draw just like an iPad on this. But who knows that? Not many people. So that's okay because that's not what Chromebook was meant for, and I don't mean to say that they should be iPad because they don't want them to be iPad. Otherwise, I just buy an iPad. But this background was made in that program. So not only does Chromebook now have a specific wallpapers app, but there's a folder for made on Chrome Canvas, shot by Pixel, and there's one more. I forget what it is. It's something with Chrome specific, which I think is really, really cool, all in house. So on top of it being really cool, I love that it's in house. The the Pixelbook we used to have on display. P.S. We don't even have a Pixelbook on display anymore, so that's a different topic. Did not have one of these backgrounds. It had just kind of a generic background. I think it was just a color or something. Like it didn't It wasn't bad, but it just looked like a demo. It didn't look like anything special. It wouldn't catch your eye. Uh, so So on top of just being kind of stashed on the table with the rest of the Chromebooks by Acer and all these like $100, $200 like kids machines, which fulfills the thought in people's heads. These Chrome laptops is kind of what I call them: the Pixelbook, the Samsung Galaxy Chromebook, the $500 Lenovo's and the Asus, and kind of all those are in a much different category. So what I really would love to see Google do is A, put the Pixelbook back out. They still sell it. But B, I think it should be integrated into the Nest displays and or the Pixel displays, but we'll get into that in a bit. So that's why I like this background. Let's continue with these apps. So the apps that are shown on the Pixelbook or the Chromebook demos are almost none of these. So this one is obviously Google Chrome, and then I believe the settings may be up there. And possibly files. But besides that, nothing else that actually is Google made. Oh, well, maybe this. Maybe the Play Store's up there. But none of the others are on there. And these are not like workarounds. Like these are not things that I specifically side-loaded or something onto my computer. It's just stuff I knew that I could do, so I did because I wanted to use it. So, I mean, obviously you got Google TV, which goes with my new Chromecast. Super cool service that they're offering. Very clean, no ads, all that stuff. That's what I really like. You've got YouTube Music. Now this isn't even the app. This is just the web app. You know what I mean? It's just it's essentially just a web page with a border on it to make it look like an app, which is really cool because it still interacts with the computer almost to the same degree that a regular app does. Now there's some exceptions like Google Photos and some stuff like that like uploading options. Takes a little bit more depth. But these are not like that. These are very, very simple. And it would get some more of those cohesive products out there, and it would kind of make it look like Google kind of knows a little bit more what they're doing versus just kind of like throwing stuff out at the wall and letting like throwing Chrome OS at the wall and kind of letting like Asus and Lenovo take over and make whatever they want. Like this is something more than that, and they definitely could be producing more and becoming something better, but they're just not putting the effort into it. And I don't know if it's because it's not making them much money and they just legitimately don't care, or if they just don't know. I mean, I don't know how Google can not know what they're doing when it comes to marketing, but it just seems that way, especially with Stadia and the announcements and Pixel just not being marketed very well and the hardware being atrocious, just a disaster almost every time. I just don't understand. So that's why I'm making this video. So if I were in charge, we'll talk about the hardware in just a second, but I would have this Pixelbook on the table. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the Google Home display. You know what I mean? It's got like the roof on it. It's got like the demo TV. It's got the Chromecast up there. So it's kind of like a Mime house, and it's got some of their products on it. I would have this product right here at the head to show like we have the brain. This is the brain. This is where you control everything from. This is the computer. This is the customer's entry point, right? Now, besides like the Google Home Hub, that's something a little bit different, but I'm talking more about the computer now, not necessarily like a smart home product. And I would have on top of demo mode these apps specifically, with some more, but these are just the ones I use right now. Half the people don't know the Google TV exists. YouTube Music. People know about this, but they don't know that they can get like 3 months free or whatever, the promotion is when you buy a Chromebook. So in order to kind of unify all of this, I would put these two on here. I would also put messages on there. Anybody can do this. You just type in messages.google.com and it'll ask you, do you want to install this on your computer? You hit yes, and it installs. I'm not going to open it up because I don't know how to blur my text messages. But people, this is not known to the general public. Like, this is an extremely niche thing that I've done, and it's not even a workaround. Like, it's just something that Google has made the ability to work on a Chromebook, especially with stuff like where is it? Maybe it's not on here. Well, the VPN isn't there, but soon there's going to be like a phone hub here to where you can, like, you can control your hotspot, you can control your notifications, you can all that stuff, and you can also control your messages, which is here. But this doesn't natively come on Chromebooks. You have to add it on, and you have to know that that's a thing. Like, this is huge. Like, people come in and spend $1,300, $1,400, $1,800 on MacBooks just because they want to text through iMessage. Like, they're like, well, my phone integrates, and I'm like, I mean, it does through like AirDrop or like iMessage, and they're like, yeah, I want to text on my computer. So, like, this is huge, and people don't know that this is essentially as powerful as iMessage is now. It just, I don't know why they're not marketing this. Chrome speaks for itself because that's the whole point of this computer. Let's move on. Stadia. Why is this not, like, again, this is just the web app. This is nothing special. It's not even the Android app from here. You got your store, you got your home, you got everything you need here. I don't know why this isn't on the demos. Like, maybe they just haven't redone the demos, but I mean, I would assume that there's some way they can, with every other device, that they can update it over the air, right? And so they don't need to have like a hardware update or something like that to be able to update the information they need. So I'm not sure why they haven't done this, but this is very, very easy to do. It would kind of create some, bring it into the general public and kind of get people talking about it, or at least see it in person. Because for all of us that know about it, it's awesome. But for the average person that still doesn't know how to buy a computer after spending 25 years with one, they're so far away from knowing even what Stadia is, or knowing the difference, that it just needs to get in front of their face. So combined with this, I would have this computer as the helm, and then just to the left on the display, I would have a Stadia controller. You could pair it with this, you can, like this, you can have this pop up on a demo mode or something like that. You can pair this and then possibly like a TV behind it or something to demonstrate. You can flip flop between devices, but that's kind of a whole different thing. But yeah, I mean, it's very, very easy. It pairs in a matter of seconds. It's super, super cool, and I don't know why they don't do this. So on top of this computer plus the Stadia controller on the right, going back to the messages option, I would also have a Pixel on the right side, and then Stadia controller on the left. So you kind of get like the whole family right there. You get a phone, a computer, and a gaming system all within one. And I mean, all three of those things is less than $2,000 for everything. Far less than $2,000 actually, because this is $650. And then the Pixel 5 is $700, so you're looking at like, $1,500 or so once you add the $100 in for the Stadia controller. So somebody from Google is watching this, yeah, definitely add this in, because I would be thrilled to see this in person. Next, keep notes. Again, I couldn't tell you why. I'm not going to open it again because I've got like bank account information and stuff in there, but I don't know why Google doesn't promote this, because this is the like Apple Notes. It's one of the reasons it took so long for me to switch over to Android, because I didn't have a solid cloud backup option at the time. I mean, there was Evernote, there was OneNote, I guess, but that was about it on the Android side until I found this, and they've really revamped it since then. But they really need to like put this on the forefront. Like these are leading characters. These are not side pieces. You know what I mean? So like all of these things together make it such a strong argument for a $650 machine that you can play AAA games on, and you can text everyone, and you can listen to music, and you get 3 months free of all these things. Like, this is crazy. This is really, really good value. And people just, like, I know it because I'm into this. But really, a lot of the rest of my coworkers, if somebody asks for a Chromebook, they'll say, no, don't bother. It's not worth it. And then sell them like a $300 Windows computer. And just spec wise, that's a worse decision because Chrome OS is so much smaller. And all that to say is like that's totally okay. Like people don't have to buy a Chromebook, but all that to say is people just don't understand how much farther Chrome OS has come in the last couple of years. And this would really help change that. Now, this is a new one. This is Power Director. This is not a Google app. So I 100% understand that this is not a thing. But if I were Google, I would invest some money in partnering with Cyberlink Power Director to get like one, those like software boxes where you can like buy the program and then download it, or it used to have a disk in it. People need it in their hand. They need to see it. They need to, you know what I mean? They need to experience it there in person. That's how they'll understand it. So, I mean, look at this. Like, this is a full-fledged video editor. Almost. I mean, it's kind of, it's not super, super robust, but it definitely gets the job done. It's definitely about as good, better than iMovie, actually. I prefer this over iMovie. But it would be great. Like, this would be awesome to be able to advertise on the Chromebook. Like, you've got a video editor right there. And if you can get some partnership or something like that with Power Director, they've been around for years. I've been using them since like 2006, so I 100% trust them. Like get that on there. At least like communicate it that like this is a possibility for like young YouTubers or entrepreneurs or someone who might want to make like a like an ad or something short or small for like a small business. Like you can. This is like gold right now. Small businesses fighting for the people and students, entrepreneurs, all those things are like really, really in right now because of YouTube and because of how the world is. So this would be huge on a $650 machine to be included or something. Yeah, that's awesome. Settings, that's not as important. That's just me. This is important that needs to be there, and I think it actually is already. But people really just still they don't understand. Like if I'm telling them like they're like, well, what's the difference between a Chromebook and a laptop? I'm like, okay, well, first, a laptop is a form factor, right? Is a screen and a clamshell keyboard that closes. But and I'm like, okay, well, Windows runs legacy programs like Word. You got to like download it, install it, run, wait for it to unload all of the exe files, all that stuff, and install. This, you just go to the Play Store and you download Microsoft Word, right? Bam. And then they give me this super, super confused look and they have no concept of what I'm talking about. So to have something like this to demonstrate, even have like Microsoft Word on here as a demo would be amazing because people just don't understand the difference between these two. And they're not going to buy something they don't understand. You know what I mean? So, I mean, obviously, this seems to me like it's marketing 101. Like, you've got to get it in front of people. You got to make it easy for them. Do the hard, heavy lifting and just let them enjoy it. So, let me move right over here really quick. So, I would definitely put these down here on the bottom. You've got some other options too, like Google Podcasts. I'd probably put that down there. Again, this is not the app. This is just, this is just the web app, but it works very well. It picks up right where I left off, which is right at the beginning, I guess. But again, most people don't even know that exists. I've got Minecraft working. Among Us doesn't work except for the touchscreen, so I was just playing around with that. But Maps, Calendar, Drive, all this stuff. Like think about a MacBook display when you go in there. They've got like a million apps all lined up so you can see the full suite of what Apple offers. Google needs to do the same. And it's just, or Duo, but yeah, all this Gmail, all this stuff. And it just kills me that they aren't advertising really, really solid services like Snapseed or Stadia or even Chrome Canvas when they definitely could be, and they could be like Chrome OS is the future. I 100% agree on that because it's cloud-based. And it's just so simple to use. And I just really want to see that get in the hands of the people and more people understand that. So Yeah, let me know if you agree. Let me know if there's anything else I missed. Like, what do you think? Would you be thrilled if you like saw this hardware with a Stadia controller and a Pixel right next to it as like the helm of this theoretical Google Home display? I would be thrilled if I walked in one day and I saw that. So, yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys later.